Hi rookies! In this video I'm going to talk to you about how to get your American passport. So stay tuned.
Rookie notes. Why make the mistakes I already made?
Alright, so one of the first things that you have to remember when getting your passport is to understand the time frames. There are two time frames that I would like to categorize getting your passport. The first one is standard processing. Now, standard processing is if you don't have to leave the country urgently and you have some time to play around. So standard processing takes about 4 to 6 weeks in order to receive your passport. Now, if you have to leave the country urgently, then expedited processing is your best bet. If you have to leave the country within 3 weeks or sooner, then this service is for you. Now remember, with expedited processing, you have to pay an additional $60, which is okay because if you're going to get your passport and have the peace of mind that you will get your passport sooner, it's well worth it. Now, with the expedited processing, you have to show urgent need of why this passport should be expedited, but yes. So what are the materials that you're going to need to apply for your passport? Number one, you're going to need an application, your DS-11 form. Now the DS-11 form can sound a little bit intimidating, but I got you covered. In the video that is on the screen right here, you are going to see how exactly to fill out your DS-11 form, so do not fear. You're going to need a birth certificate, a photo ID, a copy of your photo ID, one passport photo, and your application fee. And the application fee can depend on whether or not you want your passport expedited, or if you want overnight shipping, or if you want extra pages in your passport, something like that. So I'm going to go into this in more detail. So the first material that you need is your application form. Now when you're applying for your passport, this is known as your DS-11 form. And DS-11 sounds so intimidating, but guys, it's really not that bad. And I show you again how to do it here. Now with your DS-11 form, you can either get it at the post office, the county clerk's office, a local courthouse, or a post office, or another acceptance agent's facility. But for me, I got mine done at the post office. Also, you can get your DS-11 form online at travel.state.gov. The second component to getting your passport is having a birth certificate. Now, you must have your birth certificate handed in with your DS-11 form in order to get your passport. Now, there are a few things to keep in mind while putting your birth certificate in with your application package. Number one, your birth certificate has to be an original copy. You cannot bring photocopies of your birth certificate. They will not be accepted. But don't worry, your birth certificate will be handled safely and returned back to you. If you have lost the original copy of your birth certificate, do not fear, because you can go to the Vital Records office within your state. And this information can be found at usa.gov. If you have your birth certificate, you need to make sure that you have your parents' names on it and original seal on your birth certificate. If this information is missing off of your birth certificate, again, check with your Vital Records office. For whatever reason, if you do not have a birth certificate, there are several things you can do, such as you can provide a certificate of citizenship, a naturalization certificate, a certification of birth. American citizens who are born abroad, you will have this document. Or you can have a passport that has previously been issued, 10 years for adults and 5 years for a minor. The third application material that you must have in your passport's package is a government issued photo ID. Now, this photo ID can be one of the following. It can be a valid driver's license, a current state ID, a military ID, or it can be a previous issued undamaged passport if it was within the last 15 years. Now, what happens if you don't have any of this identification? Well, you'll need to bring something that tells the person, it tells the passport maker people who you are. So you can have a college ID with your photo on it, social security card, employee card, or even a library card. But you have to have some combination of the following materials. You have to have, a college ID plus a library card, or a library card plus your social security card to validate who you are. When in doubt, I would suggest bring as much identification as possible. Try to find identification that has your picture. If you do not have any documents that tells the passport people who you are, you can bring a self-identifying witness, and to know more about a person who can vouch on your behalf can be found more information at travel.state.gov. The fourth material in your application package for getting a passport is to have a photocopy of your ID. Now, I did this an example for you guys, so don't mind it. It's a little bit cut off. But what you want to have is you want to have your ID on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And you want to have both sides of your ID copied. So as my driver's license as an example, I have the front side of my driver's license, and then over here I have the back side of my driver's license. It doesn't matter where on the paper that you have your photocopy. I just so happen to have it like this. Your copy of your ID should be reflective of the size of your actual ID, so do not enlarge it and do not decrease it in size. And it should not have any marks on your ID. The fifth component to your passport application package is your passport photo. Now you need only one, but you get usually two in most places where you get them taken. But you can get them taken at several different places. You can get them taken at your local post office. Again, make an appointment to get this done if you choose to get it done there. You can get it at a drugstore such as Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, or you can get it at a warehouse store such as Sam's Club or Costco. Now, I did a little bit of research to tell you which places can be the cheapest in order to get your passport photo done. I found that USPS, your post office, charges the most at $15 for 2 photos. CVS and Walgreens, they charge 2 pictures for $12. Rite Aid charges 2 pictures for $9. Sam's Club, 2 pictures for $5.26. And Costco, 4 pictures at $5. And one other cool tip, if you're a university student, or even if you're not, ask to see if you can get your picture taken on your campus. I know that my college did passport photos for $10, so it could be a time saver and a money saver. Can you take the passport photo of yourself, by yourself? You can, but you run the risk of your passport photo not coming out correct or not meeting the guidelines by the Department of State. So make sure if you want to go that route, be sure to check the guidelines of the Department of State on travel.state.gov. The sixth component to your passport application is money. Now, if you're doing everything totally standard, meaning standard shipping, no overnight fees, nada, then your passport should cost about $135. And this is how it's broken down. You'll pay $110 payable to the Department of State. Now, make sure you don't write a whole $135 to the Department of State, because that's too much money for them. $110 is sufficient for the check. You want to pay $25 payable to your acceptance facility, which again can be your local post office, and then $0 for standard shipping, and this equates to $135. Now, if you have other costs such as an optional passport card, which I'll talk about in a later video, that's $30. Expedited shipping can be $60. Overnight delivery, $14.85. And passport photos can be $5 to $15 depending on where you get them done at. So it can be more or less depending on how you decide to do things. I hope I've helped you with how to get a passport. If I've helped you, please leave a comment in the description or in the comment section below. You can visit me on facebook.com/rookie notes. You can email me at rookienotes@gmail.com with your questions, or you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram. I'm on both, so be sure to do that. I'll see you again next time, rookies. Bye bye. Hi, rookies. Welcome back. In this video, we're gonna talk about how to get your Hi, rookies. If you're interested in teaching English overseas and considering a TESOL certificate, be sure to check this video out. And if you're coming to Baltimore, check out Lexington Market. I had a pleasure of visiting one of my hometown gyms. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.